I'll get my Facebook up here. Most recent.
Just waiting for it to pop up on my side.
When it does go,
We should be live. There it is. Yeah, we're live. How's the trip?
cool, how's it going,
The official hello.
Cool, let's see what we've got going on here. So, we've got Mr. Logan there. Can I help you, Mr. Logan?
Look at joining the live stream today.
Oh, there we go. He's a bit shy. Yeah, cheers, Dave. So it's getting a bit cold here in Jersey, and you out there in Cape Town?
Yep. The heater's on. The long pants are on. It's not. I'm definitely keeping myself warm at the moment.
Yeah, it's getting a little bit chillier, but that's all good. I think I'm planning a potjie for this Saturday. Kind of like a potjie, a built-on potjie.
Yeah, it sounds good.
Which should be awesome. Okay, so let me see here. I don't want to see.
Right here.
Yeah, I think there's 8 people.
Yeah, there's more. There's way more. There's about 20 because we're on LinkedIn, we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook all at the same time.
Excellent. I'm trying to see on here. I can't actually see on my phone. I'm trying to be clever here, Dave. I can't actually see who's on.
I don't know what you're doing wrong, but we're good. We can get started. It's 1 o'clock.
Yeah, cool, man. Exactly. So, yeah, Dave, I went for a run this morning.
I saw that with Leroy.
I went running with Simone, and yeah, it's quite nice. Actually, I just had to run, walk. I'm used to grid, like short training, not this whole long bloody 5K, 8K thing.
Oh no, I've never been built for running. If I'm honest, it's never been something I've aspired towards.
Oh no, it's pretty boring, to be honest. Was there a run this morning? Let me know.
Who else?
A run. I mean, I spoke to Bruno, so I had a meeting at 6 a.m. right with Bruno somehow. I jumped on a call at 6 a.m. with this oak, and he had already been for like an hour run from 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock in the dark in winter. That like's not for me, eh?
No, that is something I'm not going to entertain.
Yeah, that's pushing boundaries, bro.
There we go. Slightly a little better.
Yeah. Was there? Oh.
Yeah. How's everyone keeping active during lockdown? Drew, this is the first time I think I've seen you go for a run since we started lockdown. Yeah,
so I've been doing lots of training in the garage, in the lounge, and yeah, lockdown for us has actually been really good, eh? It's sad to say, but it is a blessing in disguise. You know, I've had a lot of time to reflect on the business, on where we're going with the business. We've been very grateful that we're doing very well, both here in South Africa and the UK. Very grateful that our tenants are still paying us rent. So for us, I actually have no complaints. I've done more meditation. I've focused more on myself. I've been looking more, working on the business. And it's sad because some people, are in a position where their businesses have to close or are closing, but we're in a position where our businesses are actually thriving. So I think it's a good question for the audience. Let us know, are you going through like tough times? Are you thriving? Are you having a good time? Let us know what's been happening, eh?
Yeah, I agree with you. It's been an interesting time. I think I called it fairly early, and I was talking to people, a bunch of my coaching students, and there was a lot of pressure to say, you should now go and do all the online courses, you're stuck at home. And my response is always just, you need to find that balance. So Drew, like you finding time to do some more meditation, that's the sort of thing that you needed to do, because if you sat there and pressured yourself to work out and constantly be working and constantly be going through courses, then you'd burn out. So exactly. I think just because you're stuck at home doesn't mean you have infinite amount of energy and resources to do everything that you think you should do.
Exactly. No, I agree, eh? That's what I'm saying. It was almost like a blessing in disguise where because if you remember going into lockdown, we were traveling to Cape Town for the Expo show. I was going to the UK. Where are we now? June. I would have been back from the UK. I was going to the UK. I had trips scheduled to Durban. Even though I love it, it's quite hectic actually always. But like now, and the one thing I was saying, Dave, is that I had no routine in my life because I was all over, which I enjoyed. I was still productive, but now there's routine. And And I think for a lot of people reflecting, I spoke to my business partner in the UK, and he was saying exact same position in the UK. Like now they're back and forth. Now there's lots of things happening in the UK as we speak. But the same message: but home with the kids, home with the wife. Reflect. The world was moving for me at 1,000 miles per hour, and now it's like put the foot on the brake. Where are we going with the business? And I think property's picking up. Who's out there doing property deals? Anyone out there doing property deals?
I know I am. That's my next call. We've got an offer we need to conclude in 2 weeks.
Is it?
Yeah. So we're good.
And where's that deal?
That's Lawrenceville, up in Jersey somewhere.
Jersey?
Yeah, it's up on the East Strand there.
Cool.
Sorry?
What's the area called?
Lawrenceville.
Lawrenceville. Doesn't sound familiar to me.
That must be to Joburg. Sorry, it's not East Strand. It's near city centre. It's the eastern side of city centre. That's where it is.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Nice one. Sounds good. And what kind of deal is it? Buy to let, flip?
Student accommodation.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you going to go view it, or are you doing it with the business partner?
We've got business partners, all the business partners are here in Cape Town, so we're probably going to get Marisha to go do a viewing for us, but we're just waiting for some paperwork from the owners. Full disclosure, they need to give us all the information, and that's what we're waiting for at the moment.
Is it?
That's always hard. I mean,
no, exactly. Okay, interesting. So at least that's a deal going through. Yeah. Mark Barrington says, I'm getting quite a few leads these days, but I'm getting resistant to a few leads. Resistant one, is that with your offers, Mark? Or if you're talking about his offers? Because I've also, we put quite a few offers in, and a few of my one-to-one coaching students. And I'm surprised as to how the sellers are still, not all sellers, of course, but quite a few sellers are still asking top dollar and aren't willing to drop, which is quite interesting. Maybe that motivation hasn't come in yet or kicked in for some people. But then again, I've spoken to a few people recently who own crashes. Well, I'll say a few people, it's 2 people, right? That own crashes here in the East Rand. Both are saying doors are closing. They won't be able to survive, which is quite sad. So we're now looking at those 2 properties, one here in Edenvale, one in the East Rand, I think Alberton it is, where there is potential to develop or convert into flats. But just the fact that I've got 2 leads are very similar, saying we own a crash, the parents aren't paying us. They could survive for 1 or 2 months, but they just can't see themselves, coming back. And I do feel that we will see a lot more of those as we move forwards. So yeah.
Yeah. Though Mark, you're conscious about you doing the viewings.
Yeah. I can't see any comments, so you'll have to let me know what comments are coming.
Yeah, so Mark's saying that he's resistant to do the viewings, so he's hesitant about lockdown and social distancing, etc., and he wants to know what we're doing. Mark, I already sort of mentioned it. I'm leaning on other people. I always have. I always have lent on other guys to do my viewings, do the hard work. I try not to view properties. I feel like it's a lot of time commitment for me. So especially because a lot of the good deals for me are up in Jersey, Durban, the UK. So for me, viewing deals is something I don't really get much of.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think for me with the viewings, even though I'm here in Edenvale, Dave, I'll only go out to go view a property if it's required. So, for example, on Friday, I went out with one of my students and we went to a property in Edenvale, but we knew it was pretty much a deal. And when I was there, I took Rumi with us, and we did a 360 tour of that specific property. So whether my student took the property or not, moving forwards for rentals and for sale, we'll now have a 360 tour video to try avoid people going and viewing properties. Because my view is, if you've been pre-qualified, you've done your research on the area, you've had a proper 360 tour, you shouldn't actually have to go view the property, but completely understand that most people will want to view the property. I'm very comfortable not viewing the property and buying a property, but I want to make sure that I have dotted all my I's and crossed all my T's, and I do have my subjects too, and I have got either very good photographic evidence or I've done a 360 tour. So, I mean, just this weekend, I mean, you saw, I did a 360 tour on Saturday morning with Rumu, a client in Cape Town, like Dave. She was struggling to find a good deal. So we helped to source a property here in Kempton Park. She's a professional member with the SA Property Investors Network. So we connected her. And when I was at the property, number one, I put my WhatsApp video on and walked around for her. But then also we did 360 tours. And now, sitting from the comfort of her home, she feels comfortable enough that that's enough whatsoever evidence or confidence that she doesn't have to come view. I'm sure one day she will want to come view. But I'm also a bit skeptical. Like, for example, and a good example there, Mark, where I felt uncomfortable is now jumping into an elevator, a small elevator, like 6 of us, with 3 strangers and 3 of us, not knowing who they are. And they weren't wearing masks. We were wearing masks. So, yes, that's where, like Dave, I can see where some people are uncomfortable. But even if it's like a flat, the security guard wasn't wearing a mask, and you get the lift of someone that's not wearing a mask. That's where I start feeling uncomfortable. What do you think, Dev?
100%. And I think it's just one of those weird things that we're now in a situation where the social norms have changed. And how do you deal with people who don't abide by what you consider to be normal and the proper way to do things?
Yeah.
That's a hard question. I mean, we're definitely, where I was listening to a podcast the other day talking about if the handshake is dead.
Yeah.
Other than people I know and who I trust are taking care of themselves, I'm not going to be shaking hands with anyone who I meet anymore
No,
because I can't trust that they've taken care of themselves. And that's
exactly.
the short of it. So,
Well, so I
being
think
conscious, yeah.
what will be cool is why don't we show them what a 360 tour does? For people that don't actually know, I've got some examples, but I don't know how that will work, Dave, if we have to show them live today, or maybe we do it next week, because I've actually got a link. I haven't looked at it, but Reema's done the link for me with regards to how it looks.
Yeah, Michelle's already posted it in the chat over there. So when we're done with this video, you guys can hit that link, maybe open up the tab and go back to it a little later and watch that video so you can see how it looks. I don't think it'll convey well via live stream. For me to share my screen if I was to watch it. I think that'll be a bit messy. I mean, I'm open to try, but I don't know.
No worries. I'm busy just looking at it here.
Here's a good question for us, Ed. How much does a beginner investor need to invest with you on property for passive income? That's from Malek.
Yeah, so I mean, look, if I use this example that we're busy working on now, Kempton Park, we're talking a flat between 350,000 to 400. So of course, if it's cash, you'll need 350 to 400. If you're bonding these properties, and you are getting 100% bond, then it's your transfer fees, your bond attorney fees, which is probably talking about 20 grand, right? So you're in the deal for say 370 plus your sourcing fee. So anywhere between 350. Well, in terms of capital outlay, probably the minimum around 40,000, I would say 40,000. If you're buying one flat, you're going to pay transfer fees, you're going to pay your bond attorney fees, and you're going to pay for a sourcing fee if you are buying through the brokerage. 30, 40, 50K will do it on one. That's if you are getting a bond. So yeah, so I think it answers your question, right? And just be careful where you do buy. So Malek, let us know where are you in the country? Are you Joburg, East Rand, Cape Town, Durban? Because we are coming across quite a few positive cash flowing properties in the East Rand, great starter properties and great first time buyer products.
Yeah, and I think just to further that question, I think it also comes down to what knowledge you want to apply. There's ways to get creative, and Drew and I have both done deals where we didn't put any money down.
Yeah.
But if you're looking at building a portfolio and buying assets and holding assets, then yeah, you're gonna have to put a pretty decent amount of capital down. Remember, at the end of the day, we're buying houses here. We're not doing timeshares. We're not doing percentages. We're not doing split ownership. You're buying your own house, and that's really the goal. If you own a percentage of a deal, that I own a percentage of the deal and I own most of the percentage, and then I can control the deal. That's not what you want as an investor. You want that control, and you really want that sort of space where you can get involved. And we were speaking about it on Thursday night with Robin Booth and Leroy Slava. We were talking about where do you put your money, and part of Robin's philosophy was if I can't control it, the money doesn't go there. And I think it's a very safe thing to think about. It's if you don't have control of that asset, you shouldn't be looking at doing the deal.
Yeah, it's just too risky unless you're happy to gamble. Same as gambling, you put the money in the gambling machine, and you don't control if it comes out. But hey, if it comes out, then you're smiling.
Yeah. So Malak's Durban and Cape Town. So Malak, I can tell you flat out, if you're looking for a standard buy-to-let, don't look in Cape Town. Our average net yield is about 7.23%. Last I saw the official numbers. So you're not going to find a cash flowing asset in Cape Town. Simple as that. Look in Joburg, look in Durban, PE, really good. There.
So Dave in Durbs, if you're from Durban, I was in touch with an agent yesterday, Kendall. So I think Kendall's actually got a live flat as we speak. If I'm not mistaken, it's about 450,000 or 470,000. The gross yield was about 13 or 14%, around that number. So Malek, just if you connect with us through SAP and Connect, let me put you in touch with the guy. And if you are looking for a first time, or if you are a beginner investor, let me have a quick chat to you. Or one of my team members will have a quick chat to you, and let's see if we can help you get the first property. And Malek, on that question, let us know. Like Tennille from Cape Town, who's buying with us here in Joburg, are you a professional member of SAPN? Because if not, we should speak to you about that as well. Cool. Who else is there, Dave? Who can we give a shout out to?
We've got some P-Way here. Hi, some P-Way. We've got Wandy. Mark and Sean is here. Sorry, Mark is still here. Mark's got another question for us. Are you still finding that investors are buying deals still on SAP Connect, i.e. is there still appetite out there? Mark, to answer that, sorry, I'm just getting a phone call. Nope, not answering that phone. I was actually talking to Drew, Drew, like 20 minutes ago. We got a bunch of new investors coming through SAP and Connect. We're near on, I can't remember what number, I said 50 million Rand worth of capital and debt sort of ready to go. Wow. We added about, I want to say it was about 4 million Rand today worth of investors who are really looking for deals. And I mean, if you want, Drew, maybe we should go into what those investors are looking for. Maybe that'll help.
Yeah, why not? So I think the answer is definitely yes, Mark. Obviously, the first 4 weeks was very quiet, and we weren't really looking at more what's going to be happening. And literally on a daily basis, Mark, I am getting emails, I am getting WhatsApps, I am getting literally every day. I'm getting people sending me potential deals, but we're keeping it simple, Mark. We're keeping it to below the 1.5 million. And as we're sending deals out, people are taking it. So the appetite is definitely there. And Dave has run some basic stats on what I call our clients. It's the brokerages clients are looking for. So what does that look like, Dave?
So we've got about 25 million Rand committed. The average return that they're looking for is about 21%. It's a pretty even split between joint ventures and sourcing deals. Not a ton of guys looking to the angel investment deals. But so if you're out there sourcing already to the JV, I think that's where you want to be. And then most of it's definitely skewed towards cash flow. About half of the guys want buy-to-let properties, a third of them want multi-lets, and then a small portion of them are looking for flips, which was quite surprising for me. Most investors are looking for the Gauteng, pretty much all of them, except one. Who's that? Hirsch. Heinrich wants a deal in the Free State, but everyone else wants a Gauteng deal. I think everyone knows that.
Yeah, so if he's looking for a Free State deal there in Blom, I'm sure we can help him find a deal there through our contacts there.
Yeah,
shouldn't be a problem. Okay, what does Peter say?
Sita's wants to know what our minimum standards are. So at the end of the day, I think Sita, it comes down to our investors or the brokerages investors. We'll audit and we'll check and we'll make sure it's a decent deal. But our investors need to choose their deal at the end of the day. So if you're not hitting those 20%, if you're not breaking at least a 15% ROI, then you're not going to get an investor who's excited for it.
Exactly. Interesting. Okay. Who else is on there?
Other than the 3 spammers I'm busy fighting. Pratishka's here, which is good to see.
Good to see you there, Pratishka. I see you quite often on the events. Was anyone here on a Premier event last week, Thursday? Let me know if you were on our last premiere event. Was it Wednesday or Thursday that we had it, Dave? Can't remember.
That was Thursday.
Thursday night. Let me know if you're on there. There were so many connections made. We had people not just from South Africa, London, and Harare. And deals were done. Afterwards, when we were networking, David, on that event till midnight. And the outcome of those premier events, if you're not aware, it's purely to connect with people, it's to network, and it's to do business, which was great. Okay, cool. Is there something else there from Mark?
Mark said he's got a deal for us. I'm going to tell him to load it to SAP and Connect, and then we'll send it to our investors.
Yeah, definitely. So are we allowed to get what the basic details are now?
Yeah. Joburg purchase price around 520, gross yield 15, assuming 100% bond. You have an ROI of about 23 to 25%.
Sounds good. On Monday, I remember playing rugby on Monday. Is that the south of Joburg? I think so. Or Monday.
I'd have to check. It's Joburg.
Okay, cool. Send it to us, Mark, through SAP and Connect. The links in there in the comment box. Hey, there.
Yeah, Joburg South, Ridgeway, that way.
Now I'm getting messages here. Okay, hello from Joburg South. Ellis, Clifford. Clifford, good to see you, my man. Don't know what happened there. I sort of reckon.
Things got a little chaotic.
So let's see. Where are we today? We are Tuesday. Let's talk about what's going to be happening this week, ladies and gents. There's quite a few on there. I know times are crazy with webinars. I'm like almost getting sick of all these emails like webinars. Got to be so selective as to the webinars you watch. Just to let you all know that I think the last 10 weeks we've been running live COVID updates every single Thursday. So, but this Thursday we are not. We are having a little break. So this Thursday, unless there's anything major, we won't be having our COVID update at 1 o'clock. But tonight's awesome. I'm actually really excited for tonight. It's my favorite strategy. It's called Flipping Property. So tonight, I'll be running a free webinar this evening at 6 o'clock where I'm going to be showing you how am I going to be flipping, what type of properties am I looking at, what price range, what areas. Because I feel even though we're all chasing cash flow, right? We're all chasing, which is brilliant. It's always been in my blood to go out there and flip properties there, Dave. Whether it's the UK and I've raised cash in South Africa, sent it to the UK, done deals there. Most of my deals, I could say, are here in the East Rand in Johannesburg. I keep it simple. But here's the dilemma. So if you think about it, Dave, the theory says that there is uncertainty in the market, there is fear, and that a lot of first-time buyers will slow down. A lot of second-time buyers will slow down or will downsize. I'm seeing lots of downsizing happening. So the question is, who will I be selling to? Would anyone like to find that out? Would anyone like to find out who I'm selling to?
There you go. So the link is over there in the chat. So if you guys are interested, you can head over there, register for tonight's.
Free webinar at 6 o'clock. So free webinar at 6. And that's tonight. What else is happening, Dave? Is anything happening tomorrow?
Tomorrow we have Q&A with our members. So our professional and intermediate members have a Q&A session for us so they can submit their questions. If you guys haven't registered, just drop me a message. I'll make sure you're booked onto that call.
What time is it?
That's 12:30. So that's going to be run by one of our coaches, Jade, and Nick is going to be there for some support. So they'll be answering all the questions that you guys load onto the Q&A sheets. And if you're a non-member, you can always sign up to get there. If you're a foundation member, you can always pay a one-off fee to join that. But it's a really nice opportunity for you to sit down with some of our coaches and actually get some expert opinions. And if you've got a specific problem or a specific deal you need help with, then those guys are really there to help you with that, which is quite nice.
Exactly. So that's also just for support and just explain why we've got it. As you can imagine, at the SA Property Investors Network and the Property Academy, we get loads and loads and loads of questions on a regular basis. So that's why we have what's called a lunchtime Q&A to support you. So if you have any questions around property areas, running the numbers, strategy, raising finance, whatever it is, it's an open hour for you guys. And that's Wednesday, and then Thursday, yay, no COVID updates. And I'm sure everyone's happy about that. You can see I'm happy about that. And then Thursday night. Yeah, so Thursday night, Dave?
We've got another webinar, so that's also one of our routine ones. Let me just quickly grab that link over there, and then we can make sure it goes into the chats. Events list. Sorry, and now Google wants to load that. So we're actually spending some time with some of our other members, so it's going to be a really fun one. Drew, you're interviewing Matt and Shane from Kura Properties, talking to them about their journey, talking about how sort of Sapin helped, what tools Sapin provided them to accelerate their property investing journey and get them started. Because if memory serves, Shane started pretty much exclusively as a Sapin member, and we took him on. You took him under his wing. I think he worked with Sapin on the back end for a couple of months, maybe even longer. It was a little bit before my time. So, Drew, what are you sort of expecting on that?
Yeah, so I think, it's such a great success story coming out of Sapin, because the whole point of Sapin is to connect. And when I use the word connect, all my business partners that I've ever had in England or South Africa, every single one of them came from a networking event. And that's exactly what's happened to Shane. So I remember Shane coming, we were running events in was it Woodmead? I think Woodmead. And young guy had his helmet and a motorbike, I think your second year university or something. And he says, "Oh, Andrew, please, can you coach me? Can you help me? I'll give you whatever." I was like, "No, dude, I'm busy." And come to these events, and he asked again, and he asked again, and he asked again. It's like, "I'll tell you what, I'll give you some coaching, I'll give you some support, but you have to work with me." So there's an exchange. So some of you will know Shane. He used to do registration for me. He used to help me set up, and we had a bit of a mutual agreement where I could help him. Right, young guy, had no capital, and just through a very humble guy, and through that he met his business partner. Through that they got the first deal. They're doing developments now, and he's still young. I think 24, something like that. So he uses our lifestyle reports. He raises money through the network. So I just wanted to share with people what is possible, what can be done if you are committed, if you are prepared to attend events, if you just take advantage of the benefits that we've got there for our members. And that's why I want to do Thursday night, Dave, is to really show people what is possible in South Africa. And they told me that they had over 50 people arrive at their show house last Sunday.
That's cool.
And they sold it for more than the market value. So if people are wondering, are people still wanting to buy properties? Absolutely, yes. They're still happy. So that's Thursday evening. That's a free event as well. So this evening is the flipping, and Thursday night will be all around Shane and Matsukura. Where did they start? What were their failures? What were their successes? And just take you through their story, right? So that's Thursday evening, which is fantastico. And then Friday, nothing except Friday, hey, Dave?
No, nothing Friday. Friday's generally our day of rest before the weekend, so it's always good. I see Bully is here. Hi, Lawrence. How are we?
Hi, is Booty on there?
Yeah, Bully's on.
Where's Hello, Lawrence? Hello, Lawrence.
Yeah. So that's the week, and then the weekend we have a wealth builder workshop for the investors who already have a couple of deals.
Yeah.
So you've got one or two deals and you're looking to turn around that portfolio. I think Drew and I were talking earlier about ROE. If you're looking at what do you need to do to get your portfolio working for you, getting your money in your pocket every month, because I think many investors don't. That's what that workshop's around.
Yeah, exactly.
Fun one. That's full day Saturday, pretty much.
And I can see Sean Green. So Sean, you're on this. Or Sean, you've been on the one day wealth builder workshop. Maybe Sean, just share your experience. Let people know in the text box what you thought about it. Did you enjoy it? Was it good? Was it bad? Someone's asking for the link for tonight. Wendy was asking for the link. So Wendy, the links are in there. And please remember to tag your friends. For those of you that are new to this, every Tuesday between 1 and 2 o'clock, Dave and I jump onto call. We talk about the deals we're looking at personally, and for our clients, we talk about what's working, what's not. Next week, I do want to do a little a tour with you, a 360 tour on this specific call. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask us. And then it's also an opportunity for us to let you know what events are coming up. So if you know of anyone in property, please tag them in and come have a chat with us. Stevens, Molai. Stevens, where are you from, Stevens? Let us know. Joburg, Durban, Cape Town. Okay, that's the one. Barrington, fantastic. Sean will let us know. What would be really cool if, Dave, if we can post that link, Michelle posted on the group this morning as a testimonial for the one day wealth builder workshop. Guy called Fred. Michelle's on there. It'd be cool just to post it on there.
Yeah, I'll see if I can find that real quick. Just try and grab something else over here for Mark.
I can also send it to you.
Yeah, so Mark, I think there's Mark. Just sort of touch on your deal real quick. I think there's a deal there. I think what you should do is probably chat to Niku, who's sort of in charge of deals for the brokerage, and he can help you take it further and look if it's a deal that maybe our investors have an appetite for. So I'll drop you an email for him now.
Perfect. Sounds good. What else is on there? Okay. Good question. Mark Barrington says next Tuesday is the public holiday. Mark, I didn't even know that. Why is it a public holiday next Tuesday? Is it possible we get a weekly list of all interactions to diarize?
There is a page like that now. Michelle worked on one a couple of weeks ago.
Awesome.
The link for the testimonials down over there. Let me see. Why is next week a public holiday? It's Youth Day.
Youth Day. Nice. So, Mark, good question. Good question.
Given the fact that I didn't even know it was a public holiday, I was probably going to work anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't think that will be changing our routines.
I don't think so. I guess as entrepreneurs, we just keep going, don't we, Dave?
Pretty much.
So Sita's saying, what is a brokerage? So Sita's basically, we call it the brokerage. It's called Bruno Samau Brokerage, where Bruno, who is an attorney, and Nico, they broker deals. So it's just a name where they'll find buyers and sellers, but in investment space. So the brokerage will go out looking for positive cash flow properties, or they'll go out looking for flips. So you tell the brokerage, i.e. Bruno Samau Brokerage, hey, my name is Sita, I've got X amount of capital and I'm looking for a property deal or a flip or a bat, and you let them know exactly what you're looking for, and then they've got investment brokers that will go out into the field and help you find a specific property. Because there's a big difference, you know. There are some really good estate agents that do understand us as investors and they understand gross yield ROI, but there are far and few beyond, which is why the brokerage exists, because they all understand your gross yield, your return on investments, cash flow, you know, what type of property are you buying? Are you buying it in the right entity? Which is of course very important. Okay, what else have we got on there? Okay, so we answered Lisola's message, which is cool. Is Lucy LaRue on today? Our favorite. Doesn't look like it.
Doesn't look like it. I think Lucy skipped us today. What a shame.
Yeah, exactly. I love Lucy LaRue. Sita, I was also asking a question here. What are sourcing amounts for deals? So, Sita, as you know, it's very common for estate agents to charge sellers here in South Africa, right? So the agent gets a sole mandate and the estate agent goes out and they sell the deal, they earn commission. It's the reverse. So the job of the estate agent is to get the highest price for the seller. A sourcing agent will do the exact opposite. The sourcing agent's job is to get you the best price. So they'll go out looking for a property that suits your investment strategy. So for example, Sita, I don't know if you've got a property coach, but one thing we do is we look at our students. Where are you now? Where do you want to go? What type of property should you be investing in? Should there be positive cash flow? Should there be blocks of flats or houses? So us as coaches will work with you, Sita, to help you understand what your blueprint looks like. And then once we know that, we go out to the brokerage and say, hey, Mr. Brokerage, we're looking for one multi-let where we can make 5,000 Rand positive cash flow. And then they go out. But just be careful of, don't go use any odd sourcing agents. There are very few out there, very few good ones. And before you go buy your next property, you should all have your plan. Now you'll find I cover a lot of that this Saturday, which is the Wealth Builder Workshop between 9 o'clock and 4 o'clock. So if you're out there and you've got an investment property or more, and you want to look at reviewing it, restructuring it, and helping you get more focused on what should that plan look like, please make sure that you do join this Saturday. Okay, what else have we got? Cool.
Nice and busy. Lawrence and Clifford are trying to do a deal over here on the Facebook group, so they're busy.
Okay, that's
Meeting
awesome.
each other,
We're
matching.
doing some networking.
It's good.
Cool.
I see someone who joined us on Thursday. I wanted to quickly grab where that was because I wanted to see what they thought about it.
I also want to know, what are people looking for? Sita and Asoli, all of you, Mark Barrington, I know you've got a deal there. What's everyone looking for? Are you out there looking for buy-to-lets or multi-lets or flips? Let us know what you're looking for. Interesting to see. What is everyone looking for?
Yeah, I think just to sort of add on that, I think I'd imagine most people are looking for cash flow.
Yeah.
See, Clifford's looking for some flips. Clifford's over there saying we're looking for flip deals. Clifford, where, how much money do you want to make? Dirk is looking for commercial properties. Dirk, meet Mark. Mark's got a commercial deal he passed up on the other day.
Okay. Dirk, any commercial opportunities in Pretoria? I know Mark van Jelsveld's doing a few commercial, isn't he? But mainly Dirk here in Edenvale. There's quite a few commercial opportunities. Sita's looking out for multi-lets. So Sita, I think the brokerage, as we speak, are busy working on a multi-let deal in Kempton Park. So you may want to just let them know that, because it's first come, first served. Okay, Mark, at this stage I'm doing a few flips, have 3 in the pipeline at the moment. Fantastic. Mark, tell us, how did you find those flips, Mark? Was it leaflets? Was it private advertising? Was it through an estate agent? How did you find those deals? Okay, I'm looking for buy-to-let with positive cash flow. So let's sort of, like I was saying earlier, I know there's a property, I think it's the West Rand of Joburg, not sure if you are area specific, where there is a property that the brokerage does have, and it is positive cash flow. They were working on that deal this morning. So make sure that you connect with Nico via Sap and Connect. Looking for possible freeholds with the potential of developing into multi-lets. So, Tabiso, is that converting an existing property, like an existing family house, into multi-lets, or developing as in building from the bottom? Okay, Mark Barrington got the deals through passive website. Awesome. So the website leads. That's interesting.
Good. What do we have on the other side? Rent-to-rent deals, looking for buy-to-let deals with positive cash flow, of course. Looking for student accommodation deals at the moment. Yeah, nice mixed bag. Drew, here's a question we could probably hit. What's the main learning outcome of the Wealth Builder Saturday's workshop? What's your goal to teach people on Saturday?
So the goal for Saturday is, I'm looking for this Saturday people that have one or more investment properties, whether it's a buy-to-let or a multi-let or a piece of land, and it's all about reviewing what you already have. So we workshop things like interest rates and changing strategies and should you sell, should you keep. We'll then run the numbers around that to help you make decisions to go, yes, I'm on the right path, or no, I'm not on the right path. We then have about an 18-minute video with a property attorney talking about, what entity should you be buying in? Should it be a trust? Should it be a PTY? It's a big part of it is taking what you have right now and going, yes, I'm on the right path, or no, I'm not. And I'm going to give you those tools. And often we'll share things like spreadsheets, interviews, and moving forwards, we'll then look at, there is a creative finance section, because a big stumbling block for a lot of people is, Andrew, I'm stuck. I need to understand how to move my property portfolio forward. What are the different financing options out there? So at the end of that day, you'll go, okay, great. I now understand how to run the numbers. I have the tools for me to go run the numbers. I also have a very good understanding what structure I should be using in my property portfolio. So I can see that these properties here are in the wrong structure and those are in the right structure. So I now know that I need to go do A, B, C, and D. And you'll come out of that with a lot more clarity as to where and what should you be investing in. Blocks of flats, individual flats, multi-let, what areas should you be looking at? So we cover all of that, and we go through a live deal analysis as well. So hopefully that answers your question.
Yeah, and just sort of further on that, I think one of the things they said is also they're looking forward to the idea of learning some ROE, and that's just exactly it. Before this call, Andrew and I had a quick chat about return on equity. What does it mean? What does it matter? How do you use it? And just based off the current market, what does it matter? And I think it's a really important thing for guys who have properties in their portfolio, and maybe you bought it ages ago, maybe you inherited a property from someone who passed away. Does that deal make sense in today's market? Is it making enough money? Is your money that's sitting there in that deal working hard enough?
Mm.
So I don't know why the platform's not putting across the name, but glad you're enjoying the courses. I'm glad you're there. But yeah, if you guys want to join us on that, the link's gone out a few times. I'll post it again to all the groups, and then we'll see you guys there.
Excellent. Fred is saying, what is a passive website? So Fred, you'll find, because Fred was on our one-day wealth builder workshop. So one thing you'll find, Mark, when you do come through our training now, is that Dave, if you do go through the deal finding work group, Dave does help you set up a website that's going to create leads for you. Maybe Dave, if you want to talk about that.
Yeah, so it's a fun little Facebook group. We've definitely sort of changed the way we originally had thought about doing it, just because of the demand, and we wanted to add more and more value. So what I do on the entire journey is we sit down and we say, what is a marketing funnel? How should you be finding deals? What does it matter? Why can you find deals in certain ways and not in others? And we go through that very practical process of designing a funnel and then building a landing page quickly just to test that out, and then how do you automate it? How do you get more leads in? How do you do that process of, because what's key as a property investor is that you need to look at where your time is, and we always speak about it. Your energy should be find the deal, find the money. And if you're spending hours and hours on Property 24 or private property to try and find deals, you're not going to find the right deals. But if you can go there and you can build a website that can help generate those leads, then that's the sort of thing we can do. So we talk about how do you get multiple of those strategies in place to bring you deals, so that you can find deals without putting all the work in, which is really, I guess, what Mark's touching on.
Yeah, exactly. And I think, most people will go out there that are maybe call them uneducated, or they don't know what's out there. They'll only work with estate agents because they think that's where they've got to go. I mean, most of the deals I do, in fact, the deal that we're doing last week, will never come into the open market. Now, I'm not saying all our deals are private sales or private deals, but the majority of deals that we do, the general public never see them because they're private deals, because you attract private sellers. And sometimes we do get there before the estate agent gets there. And then what we do through the brokerage is Bruno Nicker will then connect you. So we start finding that investors are doing deals with investors. And that's the power of the network.
Cool. Drew, I think we're coming up on time, but Mark Barrington has one last question. He promises. So let's make that the last question for the day. We can wrap it up, and then we can go on to the next meeting and prepare for tonight. So let me pop Mark's question up over here. So when you do flips, do you do them in your personal name and a company for tax purposes? Yeah, Quattro QFG had some suggestions. So yeah, Drew, how do you do it? What are your thoughts? I have mine.
So right now, if I flip properties, I'll do it through a company. So we'll go through a company. Bruno was saying that he can show you ways of how you could do it through a trust as well, but that's just not for me. Look, when I first started, and don't forget that every year you do get 40,000 Rand capital gains allowance, right? When you flip from a capital gains point of view. So I did 4 flips in a year, but I put them under personal names, my name, wife's name, father-in-law, mother-in-law. So that's giving you 160,000 Rand tax saving, which is quite a big saving if you think about it. So that's a consideration. But then you got to think about, and Dave, you said this as well, if I was flipping a property in my personal name and I couldn't sell it and I've got to rent it, I would rather have a rental property in a company name, not personal name. So I've spoken to a lot of people about that, Dave, and there's always that debate. But I think you'll find most people, and most people I've spoken to, are flipping through a company. You must just decide if you want to take advantage of that capital gains exemption. Look, it's not big, it's 40,000 Rand. So if you're making 100 grand profit, you'll get that allowance and be taxed on the difference.
Yeah, and it's a 40,000 Rand capital gains exemption. It's not a 40,000 Rand off the tax bill. So if you flip a deal where you're making 100 grand sort of capital gains, you're only excluding 40,000 out of that. So you're still paying a decent chunk of capital gains.
Yep.
And then, yeah, Drew, you touched on 100%. My biggest concern is, as a fairly conservative investor, what happens if I have to end up owning that deal? The last thing I want to do is own it in my personal name, because it's a really poor structure. And if you do enough flips, then you can always try and justify your company income as trading income, and then your company doesn't have CGT; it has profit and loss. It's got an income from selling a property. It's much like you buy a car, you sell a car. It's not capital gains; it's trading income.
Yeah.
Well, if you got enough traction, you can definitely try push that with SARS. So that's my preference.
Yeah. And then doesn't flipping through a company require rates for VAT? Yes, we need the VAT threshold. You have to. So you start falling into all of that.
That's fine though.
No, exactly. Okay, cool. Awesome, Marcus. Great engagement. Send us that deal, Sita. Let us know where you are. I can see Victor's on there. How's it, Victor? I know Victor sent us a deal for us to go through, which is great. Thank you, Victor. We'll go through that and see if we can connect you. And yeah, so I think we all know what's happening this week, Dave. It's for the people that just joined us this evening. At 6 p.m., I'll be doing a flipping webinar. It's a free webinar, and I'm going to be sharing with you where I think the opportunities lie for all of us. And then it was Thursday evening again, where we got Matt and Shem from Curo, where we're sharing their story. How have we as Sapin helped them build what they've currently got? And then we've got Saturday, which is the Wealth Builder Workshop. So if you own one or more properties, and quite a few people on this list have already been on that workshop. If you own one more properties, this weekend is for you. So that's the events for the week. I'm going to crack on. I've got lots to do. I've got some property things to get to. Going to close some deals. What's new from your side there, Dave? Are you all done?
No, I'm all done. Yeah, like I said, I've got another meeting after this. Just looking at that new deal. Bit of a challenging deal to work through, but other than that, yeah, I'm looking forward to the rest of the events. It's going to be a fun one.
Yeah.
If you joined late, there is always a recording on Facebook. So this is streaming to Facebook page, Facebook group, YouTube, and LinkedIn. So if you've got some questions, you can always just roll back and watch those. And if you still have some questions after that, you can always join us next week. If you hit us on time, we start 1 o'clock every Tuesday. Sometimes we're a little bit early. I don't think we've been late really yet, but it's been fun. We've enjoyed going through these, talking to you guys, connecting to you guys. And Mark, it's nice to have someone to talk to and answer your problems and see what we can do.
Awesome. Sounds good, Dave. Nice one, man.
Cool. Awesome. Drew, thanks a lot.
Speak soon.
Yep.
Cheers, everyone.